during the show.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is, hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Guess what? We're here. It's
Yeah,
weird,
we
isn't
are.
it? Tuesday. Because we had Halloween last night. So here's what we're gonna do, kind of to tie into that. You're gonna put a list of 4 things. Now they don't even have to be like that closely related, but they have to be like in the same category. It's like restaurants, attractions, shows,
Okay.
hotels,
Mine's
whatever.
very specific.
I figured.
It can even be super specific. But here's the thing. So the other 2 have to go through and rank them
Okay.
1 to 4, how they would do that. Okay, like, and you got to say why you rank them 1 to 4, and we have the discussion. But also, here I added this. You got to add a 5 and a 6. Like, what would your next 2 in be?
Oh, okay.
Because that's how the college football playoff does it. Like, because there's only 4 teams in the playoff, right? There's 2 games and a final. 2 semis and a final. So they do the top 4, but they always give 5 and 6 because what happens is inevitably one of those teams in the top 4 is going to lose, and that way they know who's the next team to kind of slide in.
Okay.
You could almost make this like a poll where like
Right?
people vote for the top 4 and the 2 least votes are out now, and then the 5 and 6 jump in, and then you got a new poll. I know it's a lot of work.
Basically, we'll just rank things.
Yeah.
So it's just basically a ranking to talk about things, to talk about like what we think is better than the other. But I mean, you can do things like you could go like you could do. I mean, like you could do like an e-ticket with like Carousel of Progress. You could do like Expedition Everest, Carousel of Progress, Rafiki's Planet Watch, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Like you really would. You're not like comparing like 4 like very similar things. You want to kind of have some randomness within the category.
Oh, it's got to be random? I mean, there's got to be.
You just,
Okay.
I mean, you can make
mine are kind of specific, so I might have to switch this up a little bit.
Well, no. I mean, you can do it however you want. We can do it however we want. I'm going to make mine so that it's not like all 4 like very similar things.
Okay, Tim is correct. My face is currently saying I was told there would not be math. You are right.
There's not a whole lot of math, but
it's the face of someone who is literally just learning what we're talking about after they planned it yesterday and I wasn't here. So
I've been thinking about this for a week.
You still didn't tell me this is what we were doing.
Then I had another idea this afternoon. So today's Day of the Dead, right? It's Dia del Muerto.
Dia de los Muertos.
Boom! And look, I got the proper shirt for it too.
He's from the future. He's already run the.
Yeah, this is the 5K shirt.
Got it.
He works for Run Disney now. I don't think he knew he's an ambassador.
Don't tell people that, man.
But here's the deal. Did I hit that? Yes. I thought about doing a show if this was going to come out on Day of the Dead. Was our favorite dead experiences at Walt Disney?
That's good.
That was going to be one of my categories.
There you go.
That's good. That's actually a good thing to do. Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's actually a good one. Okay.
I'm probably not going to do it though.
Oh.
You should. I like that. Do what you want.
Then I got to think.
I started to write mine down, but I kind of want to come up with them off the top.
It's better to come off on the top. That's why Ricky's going to be the most authentic. And
I don't think I am. No, I'm agreeing with Tim. I'm having a puzzled look saying there would not be math, so it's fine.
All right, so let's do this. So we're at 180. Wait, here it comes. I got to see what it says here. It's coming by ranking various experiences. Is it 2184?
I don't know.
I think it is. I've done so many shows out of order. Because
84?
I totally said the wrong number for the Wednesday show. I said it was 182 or 181. It wasn't the right number.
It's 2184.
Okay, it's 2184. All right, here we go. I hear like wind. Does somebody have like a window open or something?
No. Nope.
It
is nice and sunny though today. It's like 65 degrees.
It's 75 here, man.
It's really pretty here today.
Shorts. Great.
November 1st in Michigan, 65 degrees, unheard of.
I know, and it's been freezing here. It's been in the 20s. But I'll take it. It's gonna be like this all week. All right, here we go. Let's see, 24. Got your mic set? You good, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Welcome to episode 2184 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com. and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you, and hope you are ready for a great weekend. Again, best wishes to all the Be Our Guest podcast lizards who will be running, walking, cheering, and more importantly, eating and drinking their way around Epcot and Walt Disney World as a whole this weekend down at the Wine and Dine Race Weekend. Run Disney 2022-2023 season kicks off today. So have a good time at the expo, have a good time at the 5K, the 10K, the 13.1 mile half marathon for you on Sunday, and of course the post-race celebration at Epcot on Sunday night. We'll be cheering for you back here at home, and also hope your football team has a great weekend, and we'll talk about that in just a second. We have a fun show planned for you today. We are going to do some ranking, and to do that, we need some friends. We have Ricky from down in Atlanta. TheMouseForLess.com is where you'll catch her. Ricky, happy Friday. What's up?
Yeah, except for I'm going to be in your neck of the woods this weekend. So
You're going to be in my neck of the woods, and I'm going to be in Columbia.
See, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So it's my mom is having a baby shower for me back in St. Louis this weekend. So I'm headed to St. Louis. So yay me.
Yes. So you have to cheer on the Tigers from O'Fallon, Missouri, and I'll be cheering on the Tigers from the zoo.
Gotcha.
About 120 miles down west in mid-Missouri.
Sounds good. I'm gonna plan on eating all the Emo's pizza I can. So that's my goal.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
the swear beyond compare.
It sure is.
All right. Also joining us, your friend and mine from up in the mitten, where his Spartans need to take care of the Illini for me this week. We have your friend of mine, hashtag Scotty G. What's up, Scott? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Mike. I just hope the Spartans have enough men to field a team after some altercations that happened this last weekend. But yeah, I'm kind of from the future right now. But, as you know, it's no secret we record these a little early, right, Mike? But I'm actually wearing the 5K shirt that you all are running today because I will not be there. Physically, I will be there in spirit. It's killing me that I'm not down there with all the Be Our Guest Lizards. I hope you all have a great 5K today and have a great rest of the weekend. I will be doing the races virtually, and I'll be cheering you on too. So go get them, Lizards. Have a great weekend.
Yay.
Yeah, I got to say, this shirt looks great, and that Cocoa theme this weekend is going to be something special.
I love it.
We talked about that, Scott. You were excited because you did the virtual because you said you really like the design of the medals.
Yep, I like the Cocoa, and then I'm doing the half virtual too because it's Soul, and I like that movie Soul a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Joe Gardner is the main character. I mean, I got to get a medal with someone with the same name as me, right? So
yes.
I hope you guys have great weather. Mike, do you remember last year? It was windy. It was pretty cold. My man even bailed because it was so nasty, and you want to go watch some football.
Yeah. I was like, I'm out of here. I don't even need to run 13 miles.
It was cold. Those mornings in the corrals were cold that weekend. But yeah, best of luck. Represent the Lizards well and have a great race weekend.
Absolutely. Post those pictures. Hashtag run BOGP. Hashtag run BOGP. And big shout out to our Francis Howell Vikings. Have their first playoff game of the season tonight at the H. We had a bye last week because we had an undefeated season. So taking on Francis Howell North, and we beat them 62-0 in the regular season. So let's hope that continues here in the first round of the playoffs and move on and advance in our quest to win state. So we'll see how that goes, but see you at the H tonight. But we're going to get to some fun Disney talk today. And speaking of football, and we're not going to talk football today, but again, it's kind of a running joke that whenever Scott's on the show, football comes up. So as we're recording this podcast, you don't have to be a football fan, but I got to give you the inspiration for this show. We're recording this on Tuesday because we only did one show on Monday because it was Halloween night. We want to get out of there on time to grab a bowl of chili, or I think Scott had Halloween lasagna. Ricky had Halloween spaghetti.
Actually, I had Halloween wings because Brian brought home wings instead. So
you kept changing what you were having in the text messages.
Yes.
I can't remember what Pam had. Everybody was
She had Halloween fajitas.
Yes, she did. She had Halloween fajitas, yes.
Yeah, I mean, so we had this great text going thread during Halloween. We only did one show, so that's why we're here on a Tuesday night. Well, here what we're doing on when we're recording on Tuesday night, in just about 1 hour's time. For college football fans, this is kind of an exciting time if you have a dog in the hunt, which I'm Mizzou, so it doesn't matter to us. Michigan State, nope, it doesn't matter to them either. Georgia, though, I mean, I know you're not a big Georgia fan, but you're Ricky's area. This does affect. So what happens is from this week on, there's this big committee gets together. And we're going to be a committee today. So the committee for us is going to be Mike, Scott, and Ricky. But these former coaches, these administrators from universities all get together at this secret meeting every week. and they have these. This is what I've heard. They discuss all the intricacies of how these teams played and strength of schedule and all this. And what they do is they come up with rankings of college football teams, because at the end of the season, there's only the top 4 teams make the playoffs as it currently stands in college football. So what they do is from this week on, they let the first 8 weeks kind of play out to see how things get rolling. Now it starts to get serious. So on Tuesday night tonight, they will rank the top 4 teams. And this is, going into the college playoffs, and it changes every week. There's a new one every Tuesday. But then they also give a 5th and a 6th slot. That way they know who's up next if one of those 4 teams falters. So what we're going to do in the spirit of the college football playoff committee, where they give the rankings, that's going to happen here tonight, which is exciting for college football fans. It's sad because Alabama will not be one of those 4 teams yet, but there will be losses coming this weekend because teams are playing each other. Tennessee, Georgia, one of them's going to lose. Ohio State, Michigan, somebody's going to lose. It's fine. It's just setting up just fine. Anyway, what's going to happen is we are going to give 4 things, and they have to be semi-related within a category, like restaurants at Walt Disney World, or attractions, or shows, or resorts, or what have you. It can be really anything that's semi-related. And then the other 2 are going to have to rank them 1 to 4 and give our reasoning and give our defense of why we're ranking them that way. Have the discussion. And then when we go to Twitter this weekend, you can tell us how good our rankings were or how terrible we are. And, that's exactly how this works in college football. People want to hunt down this committee sometimes and be like, how dare you put my team at 6? We are 8-0. We are Clemson. Just kidding. Strength of schedule. So we are going. I love my Clemson. Here's the thing about Clemson fans. I've never met a Clemson fan that isn't the nicest person in the world. It's hard to say a bad thing about Clemson. Even their coach seems like the nicest guy in the world. He's like Andy Griffith. Okay, back to Disney. So we're going to rank them. You're going to tell us either, yes, you were right on, or boo on social media this weekend. We'll have feedback. And this Sunday night, we can continue with this, and you can call in just like Sports Talk Radio and flame us. We can play the game more. We can have fun. So Scott did his work today. I think when I saw a text from him this afternoon at about 2:00, he was in his 5th meeting. So that means apparently he had ample time to prepare for the podcast during all these meetings. I don't know how the business world works, but that's how it was in education. I'd be like, oh God, another meeting. What am I going to do now? So give us 4 things, and Ricky and I will rank those, and we'll have a discussion. So start us off.
I was told there'd be no math. I'm just saying.
I know. That was the longest intro to a podcast.
Absolutely the longest
Mike
intro.
had the 5-minute deep.
It was rough. I know. So I apologize.
No, it was good. It was very detailed. It was good. And it's going to be a fun episode.
Exceptionally detailed, yes.
So you did throw a curve on me with these 5th and 6th, which makes sense because that's how the college football playoff is. So we'll kind of alter this a little. But do you all remember in 2020, that horrible year of 2020, when the parks closed, the resorts closed for a bit, we had a crazy pandemic? Do you guys remember that?
A little bit. A little bit.
My family went down when the parks opened, and we stayed at 4 resorts in this epic, summer trip. So I want to rank those 4 resorts that we stayed at, and they're all deluxe. So for your 5th and 6th, you can throw in your other deluxe resort if you want. So this is the order that we stayed at. We stayed at the Riviera. Then we packed our bags 3 days later and moved to Old Key West. We stayed there for a week, then moved over to the Boardwalk for another week. And then we moved over to Wilderness Lodge for another 3 or 4 days. So how would you rank those 4 resorts?
Oh man. Okay, Ricky, I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
Okay, I could say something smart like you, but I won't. All right, so I'm
chivalrous, and you're flavor. You're on me. Oh, I get it, man. You're pregnant. Okay, it's cool.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay, so I think I would do. Do I start with number 1 or do I start with number 4?
Let's go 4-1. Let's do that. Let's make it good. Yeah,
the anticipation.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I think that I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Old Key West at number 4. Not because I don't love that resort. It's a great resort. I think it's a beautiful resort, very, very lush and sprawling and everything like that. But it doesn't have easy access to the parks necessarily. You got to take all buses. So I think I'm gonna go with that 4. I'm gonna go with the Boardwalk at 3, since you do have that easy access to Epcot. and Hollywood Studios. Although they do have the creepy chairs, so that kind of is a little bit of a knock, but they're not there right now, I think, so that's okay. Please come back, weird, creepy nanny chairs. Okay, then I'm gonna go with Riviera for 2, just because it's a little smaller. But they do have the awesome food court, so I do like that. And then obviously I'm going to do Wilderness Lodge at number 1 because that is one of my favorite resorts of all time. It's got some great restaurants, got a great theme. It feels like home to me, so I'm going to do that as my number 1. But this was definitely hard.
Funny because I ranked mine before you gave yours. Like I jotted it down when Scott said it, and I put my numbers next to him. I did so funny because ours are almost opposite. Okay. Okay, so my number 4 is Wilderness Lodge.
Okay.
I love Wilderness Lodge. It's especially great this time of year, like from today until like maybe February. I mean, it's twice as nice, especially from now till Christmas, until the first of the year. It's twice as nice right now. It's great all the time. It got great dining, got a good location, it's a beautiful place, good rooms, but I give it a 4. My third place is the Riviera, which I like the Riviera. And I love that room. I had a great bed. The one night I got to sleep in the pull down bed when I hung out with Scott. I crashed there for one night when I got in for a race early. It's really, it's got great dining, Primo Piatto. It's got Topolino's. It's on the Skyliner. It's just beautiful. It's got those archways with the mosaics. It's great, but it even got the really nice little DVC kind of lounge, like the community room. I enjoy that, but I put that at 3. Boardwalk, I give 2 because I just love the location. And Boardwalk is just awesome. It's location. The rooms aren't great. The Riviera rooms are better than the Boardwalk, but the Boardwalk area is better than the Riviera area. And you got now the Boardwalk Cafe, the old Boardwalk Bakery. You got ice cream. You can walk over to Beaches and Cream. You can walk into Epcot. You can walk to the studios. You can get on the Skyliner. So I'm going Boardwalk 2. And of course, Old Key West is number 1. It's my dream of retiring and moving to Florida. And that is as close to a Missouri guy can get to living in a Florida retirement community. I love seeing the people going around on the golf course. I love going to Olivia's. I love Gurgling Suitcase. I love the store. I love the breezeway when you get off the bus and you walk right down to the boats. And it's all, I love the pastels. I love everything. I just love the vibe of Old Key West. You're right. It's not super practical. It's not close to any theme parks. You can take a boat to Disney Springs. That's nice, but you got to ride a bus everywhere. You make great points, Ricky. It's exactly not practical. But when I'm there, it's funny because when I'm in Old Key West, I don't care about going to the theme parks. And it's chill. And I love that. So Old Key West coming in at 1. Okay, so Scott, this was your list. So rank yours.
I loved how you guys kind of were like, you really were like complete opposites. That was fun to see. And that's what's great about this topic. I'm Wilderness Lodge number 4. That is actually my least favorite deluxe resort. I don't care for the rooms. I love like the public areas, like guys are pointing all that. I love the boat transportation to Magic Kingdom, but room wise, it's just my least favorite. It doesn't do much for me. Number 3 is the Boardwalk, kind of similar. Like I love that location. It's so awesome, but those rooms, like they need some updating for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mike, this is gonna surprise you. I'm actually going Old Key West number 2 right now. But as you know, it's my home resort. I love it, and I'm probably not putting it number 1, Riviera number 1, probably because I've been there least, and like I just have some fantastic memories the couple times I've been there. It's the hottest item to me right now. You got the Skyliner, you got the dining, that's really great. It's hard to compare like Olivia's to Topolino's. They're complete opposites, and they're there for like a reason. I mean, they serve their own purpose. They're just a little different. It's kind of like a 1A and a 1-2 for me. Like tomorrow might be a different answer. So they're kind of like 1 and 2 interchangeably, but I'm going to go Riviera number 1 right now.
That works. Okay. So let's go back the opposite direction. Give me your 5 and 6. Who are going to be your 5 and 6 deluxe resorts that you would put into, if one of these were to go offline, you would slide them into the list.
And now, you and Ricky have to do that, right? If I was understanding the assignment.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, go ahead, Ricky.
Okay, so I think I will slide in the Polynesian, number 5, and then the Grand Floridian at number 6.
It is, and you know what? That's a good call.
Yeah. The Polynesian gets just a nod above because obviously, the Grand Floridian has that knack of being known as kind of like a little grandma feeling. Although when you stay there, it's not. But
It's not.
it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah. But we've said that for years. But I think that those two resorts and their proximity to the Magic Kingdom make the list. So those are going to be my 5 and 6.
My 5 is going to be the Polynesian, and my 6 is going to be Yacht Club because
Ooh, good choice.
we haven't even got any Stormalong Bay in there, and Yacht Club has great updated rooms, good dining with Ale and Compass, and that's a resort you can typically, this is a travel agent speaking, you have a decent chance of catching a discount there when the discounts come out. More than Beach Club and Boardwalk. Yacht Club will typically have, not typically, but if you're going to get the discount, it's more likely to happen at Yacht than Beach or Boardwalk. So throwing that in there. So Polynesian's 5, Yacht Club 6. What about you, Scott?
So my 5 and 6, my number 5 is Saratoga Springs. I love what they've done with those refurbished rooms. Depending on where you're at, you can walk over to Disney Springs, which is super nice, or you can catch the Sasagula like you can at Old Key West. Just Saratoga, hands down, is like one of my favorites right now. So I'm going to put them at number 5. And number 6, I'm going to go with, how about the Contemporary? Like the OG, one of the OG resorts. Like, got the monorail going through it. Like, how could that not be in the top 4, Mike? Come on. So we got to throw that at number 6 right now.
I've never stayed at the Contemporary. So, and you know what? I was intrigued because you stayed at the Garden Wing room, and I'm still like totally intrigued by the Garden Wing. I know, like, I want to stay in the main tower, but those rooms were just unique over there. They were very. I think they've been refurbished by this point.
I think they're incredible rooms now, though.
They are. Yeah. But like when you were there, it just reminded me like I was at my uncles in the 70s.
That was like one of the biggest rooms ever. You had like the fake fireplace that we always kept talking about. Oh, I miss those rooms. Those are so good.
I know. Like I was like, I need. Like people are probably like, I'm not staying there because it looks like the 70s, and I'm like, don't touch that room. I want to
stay there. It looks like the 70s.
But there's a great story to that room. I got to quick tell it though. So like we're staying in this room, it was over the 50th, and we're gonna have like a pool day and hang out. Like Marlessa, Beth, like the Forsters are coming over, and Steve wanted to just like, have some wine, but he didn't have a car, so he's like, so they took a bus from the resort to the Magic Kingdom to walk over to the Contemporary, but he has alcohol with him. So he had to like go through security, explain why he has the wine, that he's not actually going into the park. He's going to see a friend at the Contemporary, and security had to walk him all the way over to the Contemporary. Just like, only Steve that would happen to. I feel like. It's so great.
Yeah.
For like a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you got personal escort all the way to Contemporary. Yeah, that was a fun day though. Oh, that was one of the best days. That was actually during like the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
Things were so weird. Things were so weird that trip. Okay, Ricky. Okay, let's go with your list. What we got? What are we ranking?
All right. I guess for my first one, we'll rank coasters at Walt Disney World. Okay. And we're gonna start with we're gonna go with Expedition Everest. We're gonna go with Rock and Roller Coaster. We're going to go with Guardians of the Galaxy, and we're going to go with Big Thunder Mountain. I see you guys writing, so.
I am, because I'm keeping track of everybody's rankings. We have to go back and have some kind of a recount.
Okay, got it. We're recounting things. All right. Okay. You want to go first? Tough. Yeah, I know. See? You want to go first, Mike?
I'll go first. I'll volunteer to go first, since Mike already had a shot at ranking before. So, Ricky, you put us in a really tough situation here. These are 4 really good coasters.
I did, yes.
I know. I don't know where I'm going. Like, I'm looking at it. I'm like,
So, I know my clear number 4. It's going to be Rock and Roller Coaster.
All right.
It's just, it's indoors, like, I don't want to say, like, anything negative about it because, like, I like it, but, like, in this case, like, I gotta downplay it in some way because I feel like there's 3 that are better.
Right.
But just the whole indoors thing is super quick. It's a quick ride. I mean, the launch is awesome. The, going upside down is cool, but Aerosmith, like I would like some type of refurb there too. So I'm not knocking it, but it's my least favorite. It actually might be my least favorite coaster in all of Walt Disney World.
All right.
Not just even on this list. So that was an easy one for me. Now this is where it gets hard. Man, 3 of my favorites right here. I'm going to go with Expedition Everest at number 3.
Okay.
Just a great coaster. I love doing single rider and riding with someone that's never done it before. That's one of my favorite things because they have no idea what might happen on that ride. So that's always kind of fun for me. Definitely has that daytime, nighttime element, a little different at day and night, which makes it a lot of re-rideability on it, for sure. But I'm going with that with 3. Oh boy. I'm going to go Big Thunder number 2. Big Thunder at night is one of the coolest things. It's always thundier at night, right?
Yes,
There's
there
just
you go.
something about riding Big Thunder at night. I love it, like during like a Halloween party after you just like catch the WDW parade and then you quick head over to Frontier Lane, quick get a ride on it. I don't know. There's just something about the atmosphere and the liveliness of Big Thunder at night. I still like it at daytime, but like I'm basing this off like my favorite way of experiencing the coaster, and Big Thunder at night would definitely be number 2 here. And I got to go Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. I don't know if it's because it's the freshest item that's out there right now. It's hot.
It's the new hotness.
It's the new hotness. Normally I'm one that likes to like throw a curveball on things and not go with the favorite. But I'm going with the favorite this time. They're undefeated this season. They're just dominating every team that comes up against them. And you got rewritability with the different songs. You're gonna have an overlay coming up, which we don't fully haven't seen yet, but it's gonna be awesome. It's just a great coaster. I'm going Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind number 1.
All right, Mike, you're up.
Okay, now again, I'm not ranking mine based on how everybody else is going to look at these. This is a personal thing because I get motions. Right? Yeah. Motion matters.
You do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
I get it. Mine were 2. It's just ironic that I'm going with the hotness as number 1.
All right. No, I get it. So just don't come at me because here I go. Guardians of the Galaxy's 4 for me.
Oof.
It was fun. I enjoyed it because the thing is like I love that they have that old music, the 80s. That is awesome. And I love that they're doing a holiday thing. That is even better. And I wish they would have done something for Halloween. Like if they can do it for this is so simple. It's a soundtrack.
Yeah.
They should be able to do this a few times a year.
Could you imagine that reverse launch having like Thriller playing?
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. Yeah.
Boom, boom.
I think they really, really did a good job on this. This is it's fun. You laugh, you have good memories. And I haven't seen any of the Guardians movies, but I know it ties really well into the story. I'm 100% great attraction, but it just, for me, man, I've seen people barf and I've been on the verge. It's taken me to the edge and I don't want to get that close again. So I will ride it again.
All right.
But I'm going to be petrified and I'm not petrified that I'm going to be like scared because I'm like way up high or I'm going upside down. I'm just petrified for what my innards are doing for the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So 4. 3 is going to be Expedition Everest because, again, I love this coaster. It's a long coaster. It's its own thing. Fun. But the backwards part, again, gets me. Like I can do it once. Mm-hmm. I've gone on this multiple times because like you can single rider it sometimes. And like if I go on it more than once, man, I almost get sick. And I swear it feels like you go upside down when you go backwards. Do you guys feel that too?
I don't, but I know.
I know you don't.
What,
but it feels like
I know what you feel, and I get it, but I don't ever feel like you're going upside down. But that's just me.
I feel like you almost do. It's crazy. It's a weird thing. So Expedition Everest is 3. So now I got Rock and Roller Coaster and Big Thunder. I'm going to Rock and Roller Coaster 2.
All right.
I love indoor coasters. Space Mountain's awesome. And Rock and Roller Coaster is kind of like a Space Mountain on steroids, right? It's an indoor dark coaster. It's faster. I do love that Aerosmith's in there and it's playing music from 25 years ago. You dude looks like a lady.
Or older, let's be honest.
Or older, yeah, exactly. It's just at this point, it's fun, but it's fun in an ironic sense, right? That you're rocking out to going through a donut and you're just like, man, by the time I get off, it's a short ride, but by the time I get off this coaster, Steven Tyler could not be with us. It's that old. So you just don't know. So I enjoy that. Number 1, I would give Big Thunder Mountain. Again, just my sense that it's a classic coaster. You're outside. It's super long. You got lots of physical scenery all around you. You get to see Frontierland as you're going through, and people are just laughing and having a good time on it. And everybody can ride this one. Not that everybody can't ride Expedition Everest, Guardians, and the Rock and Roller Coaster, but this one is just super right down the middle. It's got a little bit of thrill, not a lot, but it's just it's a fun middle of the road, just a fun ride. Not extreme, just a fun coaster. So Big Thunder Mountain, number 1. At night, it's better. Ricky, go with yours.
All right. This is tough. I have to admit, like I'm sitting here and listening to your guys' reasonings, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should change my. But yeah, this is definitely tough. So I agree with Scott. I think Rock and Roller Coaster should be number 4. It's definitely feeling its age just a little as of now. I mean, it could use a refurb. It will get one sooner rather than later, probably. And I just feel like it's just, they could do a lot more in the space. I feel like, yeah, it's cool going through the donut and everything, but like, I just feel like they could up it just a touch and it would be just a little bit cooler. So I'm gonna go with that with number 4. I'm gonna go with, oh gosh, this is tough, and I know this is gonna sound terrible. I think I'm gonna go with Big Thunder at number 3, not because it's not a fantastic coaster, because it really is. It's so much fun. At nighttime, you guys are right, like it is the best to ride at night.
It is, especially during fireworks.
It is, but then if you ride it during the day, you get to see so much of the detail. I mean, you're whipping right past it, but there's so much fantastic detail in this attraction that it's really cool as you're going through the town and everything like that. So like, I love that part of it, and it's not to say that it's not a great coaster, because it really is. The part that really like doesn't that makes it 3 for me is I don't love like the end of the coaster where you're going through the elephant or dinosaur graveyard or whatever it is. I don't love that part. I feel like there's just something a little bit missing there. So I'm gonna go with that with 3. I'm gonna go with, oh gosh, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Expedition Everest at number 2. This really is a tough decision though, because Expedition Everest is such a great coaster. I mean, it really does fire on most cylinders. You do have the backwards portion, which is one of my favorite portions of all the coasters of Walt Disney World, and then you have that huge drop halfway through. So I do love that. I think the setting is gorgeous. The way they do the story is fantastic. The only reason it's number 2 instead of 1 is because of the Yeti and the fact that the Yeti doesn't move anymore. And yes, I was one of the few people who actually did get to see the Yeti move. And it was a really cool effect. And I know the reasons why they can't fix it. I get it. It's very much a structural issue within the mountain. And they pretty much have to redo essentially the whole entire attraction to fix this. And so like, it makes me sad that they can't do it. I'm glad I got to see it in its original form so that I could see the Yeti actually move, and it was terrifying. So that's the only reason that I think that that's going to be number 2 for me. And then I'm going to go with Cosmic Rewind. Like you said, it's got so much rewritability with the fact of, there's all the songs. You never know which song you're going to get until you get on that coaster. That backwards portion again is very, very cool. And I feel like it's a really, I find it very hard, minus the people who are a little nauseous on it. I find it very hard to find someone who's not like smiling ear to ear after they get off the attraction. Again, unless they're nauseous. So, like that's the only people who I don't see like just have a huge
one way or another. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So I think that's the order that I'm gonna go with this. But again, that is tough. I have to admit, like Everest and Cosmic Rewind, you get me on a different day and I might switch them. So yeah.
Yep. And Rhonda Lee says her order from 4 to 1 is Rock and Roller Coaster, Guardians, Everest, and Big Thunder. So she's playing along with us here in the live chat up in Nova Scotia. It's good call. And we're all 4 different. I mean, even Rhonda Lee there, which I love. Everybody's got their ideas here. So okay, real quick, I'm gonna give because we gotta, if we're gonna go one more round.
Oh wait, we didn't give our 5 and 6.
That's what I was gonna
I'm
just throw mine in real quick. Space at 5, Toy Story, not Toy Story.
Dog
Dash. It's 6.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my 2. Scott, what are your 2?
As any college football playoff would have, a little controversy to just add a little drama. Like this is the Cincinnati of the college football playoff.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm going to put Barnstormer just to
nice!
be different at number 5.
You go. Yes.
And
little guy.
And then we're going to put Space Mountain number 6.
That's awesome.
There you go. You gotta have a group of 5 coaster in there. Okay,
I love it. Yeah. Okay. Brian and I just learned about Barnstormer and why it's called that. By the way, we're slow, but anyway. Okay. So I'm gonna go with, oh goodness, Space number 5, and I'm gonna throw in Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at number 6.
No.
Just yeah. I think that would be a good number 6. it's a solid coaster. It's good for families. I wish there was a little bit more in the way of like, that it didn't just end at, like the way it did. Like I wish you had like another little part there, but other than that, I think Seven Dwarfs is a great attraction. So yeah.
All right. So here's my list. My list is counter service dining locations.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna rank these 1 to 4. We have Casey's at the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
We have Columbia Harbor House at the Magic Kingdom. We have the Fish Shop at Epcot.
Ooh.
What's that called? The Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yeah.
Right? Yorkshire something county, something. And Flame Tree Barbecue coming in from Animal Kingdom. Those are our 4. So those are the 4. You got to rank Flame Tree, Columbia Harbor House, Casey's, and Yorkshire Fish Stand County thing at Epcot with the birds. Where the birds all live.
Got it.
All right, Ricky, you can go first.
Okay. I am going to say Casey's at number 4, just because I love corn dog nuggets and they are like amazing. And you dip them in cheese sauce and they're even more amazing. I don't feel like their menu is so limited there, since it is just hot dogs for the most part, and I'm pretty much only getting the corn dog nuggets when I go there. So like, because I don't need a giant hot dog, so I'm gonna go with that with 4. I think I'm gonna go Columbia Harbor House at number 3, because they have a really varied menu, and it's a really different menu. It's delicious. I love that they have fish and the chicken. It's kind of like the Long John Silver's of.
Yeah, it is. It's little Long John Silver.
Yeah, exactly. But they have like clam chowder, and they have the lobster roll and things like that. So they have some really good dishes. But look, when it's hot out, look, I'm telling you, like that. Unless I'm getting the lobster roll, which sometimes can be more lettuce than lobster. I feel like it can be sometimes a hot, just not the best thing on a summer day. So I'm going to put that at number 3. Now, look, this is going to surprise people, but I'm putting the fish and chips place at number 2. Now, let me tell you, I haven't actually eaten at the fish and chips place. However, the reason this gets number 2 is because of this past weekend, Brian and I just went to Walt Disney World, and we actually ate at Rose and Crown, and we had the fish at Rose and Crown, and I'm almost certain it's the same fish that they have at
it's the same
exactly. So they have to have the same fish over there. And oh my goodness, that fish was some of the best fish I've ever had. So like I'm totally throwing that in at number 2, just based off of dining at Rose and Crown this past weekend. And then number 1 has got to be Flame Tree Barbecue. I feel like it's just got such a fantastic menu. I can always find something that I'm in the mood for when I'm dining there. You have the great seating down by the water. It's a great place if you want to catch like, the flotillas. You're right by the water there and you can watch the flotillas go by. So I'm going to do that with number 1, but this was definitely really tough.
So good call there. And I was thinking about this. We have 2 places that are featured with birds. Flame Tree has the big like stork looking birds.
Yeah.
And then the Yorkshire County Fish Shop has the like the gulls that come around, and like you're always fighting for your food at a couple of these places. And well, think about the Casey's. You got the ducks.
That's true. You got the ducks at Casey's. Yeah.
Does Columbia Harbor House have any kind of wildlife?
Which restaurant do you want to fight the elements more in? Yeah, exactly.
Right, I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like these are all there's some kind of like wildlife attacking you.
Yeah.
Good calls there. You know what though? This past weekend I saw your Instagram and you had that Scotch egg.
Yes.
I love it. Oh man, I'd never had one until I did a tour there about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and our meal was at Rose and Crown.
Yes.
Right? It was just me and one other couple from another country that didn't speak English. So the guide talked to me. It was like a private tour, basically, of World Showcase. And so we ate lunch in there, and like the Scotch egg came out. And I didn't know what the thing was, but dang, that thing was good.
It was so good. I had the shepherd's pie, and oh my goodness, it was one of the best shepherd's pies ever. Although technically, I know it's not shepherd's pie. I know it's cottage pie, but they call it shepherd's pie. So
Oh,
it was
yeah,
so good.
Rosencrantz is pretty good.
I haven't been there in years, and we just happened to have luck in on a reservation. And I'm like, okay, we need to not sleep on this. This is really good. We need to come back here more often than we do. So
Good call. Scotty, keep that in mind for marathon.
I know.
Okay. What you got, Scott? Rank them.
All right, so here we go. That was some nice work you did there, Ricky. I'll try not to repeat too much here for the sake of.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah,
I got
yeah.
a lot of the same commentary. But number 4 is Columbia Harbor House. Mike, it's not a knock at Columbia Harbor House. They're number 4. I want them to be out in the final though, so they got to go up against the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So that's why they're landing at 4. It's fine. Food's pretty solid. We once ran into a guy that worked at LS Teco from there once. That was pretty cool. So shout out to East Lansing there, Columbia Harbor House. Good
He was
location.
ringing the bell, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was ringing the bell. He wore we switched hats too,
Nice.
or something like. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But no knock at Columbia Harbor House. Going to put you number 4 there, though. You're not my favorite in this list. We're going to stay in Magic Kingdom and go over to Casey's for the number 3 seed here. It's pretty classic, right? The corn dog nuggets are awesome. It's awesome to get those before like a fireworks show or a parade. That's usually when I do it. Like I've never done I feel like I've never done Casey's like midday, like around 11 or 12 or 1. It's always been like closer to night as a snack. I don't think I've ever actually like had lunch there. Actually, I'm about to correct that. Except one time, Mike, remember they had like a triple dog, like hot dog thing.
I was gonna say, I was gonna bring it up when I talked about Casey's. That one night yeah, but it was later in the day.
Maybe it was still later in the day. I remember we did like 3 hot dogs, right?
Yeah, we were sitting on the grass waiting for, I think, fireworks.
Maybe it was. See, I always tied it to fireworks.
We had like 18. I mean, we had like 18-inch, because they're like macaroni and cheese dogs, and there was 3 different kinds. They were
National Hot Dog Day or something, and they had like those 3 special ones. Like, dude, yeah, it was good though. It was good, but like the corn dog nuggets are really where it's at. Like I've never been a fan of those until I had Casey's, and now like I only eat them at Casey's because they're so darn good there. But I'm gonna put you number 3. Number 2 and 1. This is a tough battle, Mike. Like you really put us on the spot here. I'm going to go with Flame Tree Barbecue as my number 2, just because of like the aggressive birds. To be honest, like I've got some really bad memories of Emily just like melting down as a young child because like the birds wanting to eat all her food. But I'll tell you, Ricky hit on the menu. The menu is outstanding. If you're a vegetarian, you're going to struggle a little bit.
Yes,
There's not much to get there. But if you're a meat eater like me, you're going to do just fine. And I tell you, like, even with the birds, the outdoor seating is enormous, and you can actually find a pretty nice, quiet spot with a view of Expedition Everest out on the horizon. That is like one of my favorite places to eat, minus the birds. But number 1, I got to go Yorkshire Fish and Chips. This is one of my favorite counter services in all of Walt Disney World. It's just simple, right? Like you go up there and like with my family of 3, it's like 3 fish and chips, please. Boom.
Right.
like the order of fish is so good. Ricky, you just hit on it. I've always had a theory. It's the same fish that you get at Rose and Crown, but for less cost. So like, that's why I don't even like the book of Rose and Crown anymore, because even if I want a beer, I can go to the beer cart that's close by too. So I have like my whole little workaround for Rose and Crown, and that's going to those 2 stands. But one of my favorite things to do that I've learned recently is that's one of our favorite Harmonious spots is right down over in that seating area, and we'll get ready for Harmonious. You can mobile order just the chips, aka French fries. So we will just order like a steak fries and just like nibble on those as we get ready for Harmonious. One of my favorite things to do. So that's my number 1.
Good call. Okay, so let me get mine in real quick because we're running a little short on time. So my number 4 is going to be Flame Tree Barbecue, and it's one of those places that I never ever missed. Again, Pandora, pre-Satuli Canteen. Ever since Satuli Canteen opened up, I always tend to eat over there. But Flame Tree, I mean, the smell of it is so good. I'm not knocking any of these. These are 4 of my favorite places. So that's why I try to put these in there to make it hurt. But these 4, and again, it could change tomorrow. But Flame Tree is going to come in at 4 for me today. Number 3 is the Yorkshire County Fish Shop. I love it. I mean, it is so good. It's perfect for a night in World Showcase. Another thing that I have to do is I drown my chips. I drown my fish in malt vinegar. Gotta have it. Like I don't even know what malt vinegar is, to be honest. Like I don't have it here at the house, But like when I'm there, it's like I'm in Epcot. I'm feeling worldly, so I just like crack that stuff open and just drown everything in it. It tastes so good. But yeah, the fish shop's going to be number 3 for me. Number 2 is Casey's because I can't imagine the Magic Kingdom without corn dogs and hot dogs and Coca-Cola. Just the whole baseball vibe. I just love it. And like Scott said, before a parade, some corn dog nuggets, some, like Ricky said, some dipping cheese, even the hot dogs, corn dogs. And they actually have little brownies and stuff sometimes, like for desserts you can get. So I have those every once in a while. But number 1, Columbia Harbor House, I like it because the best part about it is Ricky kind of mentioned this on a hot summer's day. It's a great escape from the heat because we like to go upstairs, sit where everybody knows at this point, sit and watch like over the Haunted Mansion or over Fantasyland, one of those kind of bridges, sit up there and enjoy your meal at a leisurely pace. I always get the lobster roll. It's the only place I've ever had a lobster roll in my life. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one. It tastes good to me. I get clam chowder there in July or whenever I'm there. I love clam chowder, but again, nobody in my family eats seafood. So I take advantage. I get a lobster roll and clam chowder. I love it. I know it's not the best food. It's a lot. Ricky nailed it. It is. It's a Long John Silver's. But I mean, I don't get to, have seafood ever. So I enjoy it there. I enjoy it's basically the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea background loop that plays there. So that's kind of fun. So I enjoy the nostalgia of that. So we're only going to get to go around this one time, and then we're going to have to maybe do this another time because we're short on.
This was actually a lot more than I thought it would be. We had a lot more discussion here with this. Yeah,
it's fun to kind of think about like why you go to restaurants or why you pick these coasters or why you stay at these resorts. I like this, and we could do the show again in a couple weeks, come back to it and revisit different lists. But Ricky, give your next 2 in your 5 and 6 of counter service restaurants anywhere on property. It could even be at resort.
Yeah, that's true. It could be. Actually, now that you mention it, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so my number 5 is gonna be what you said, Satuli Canteen. I mean, you cannot go wrong there. The food there is just so fantastic. It's so different than anything else. I feel like they tried to do that a little bit over in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it just never cut the mustard for me. But like what they did at Satuli Canteen, it's phenomenal. So like you've got such good food with the bowls or my favorite, the cheeseburger pods. They have really good desserts there too. So that's going to be my 5. And then number 6 is going to be a sleeper. I don't think it's going to be on anybody's list. Maybe it's going to be Everything Pop over at Pop Century. And let me tell you, the food at Pop Century is not to be slept on. It is actually really, really good, especially if you go to the booth where they do like the home style cooking type stuff. So I've gotten really good like pot roast there before, and
it's usually called like Mom's Night Out.
Yeah. It's so good. I think they sometimes have meatloaf or fried chicken or whatever, but like it is so fantastic that I really think a lot of people don't think about going to Everything Pop for counter service, but it's really where it's at. Plus, of course, you have the tie-dye cheesecake and a lot of other great options as well. So I'm going to throw in Everything Pop. Yeah.
Ooh, good call.
I like that Pop entry because, Mike, I mentioned this on Wednesday's show. When you had Tables in Wonderland and you with the Pop, you actually got straight 20% off.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everything else had the gratuity built in, but like I love getting breakfast there too. Like you can't overlook the breakfast at Pop. I know it's kind of the same everywhere, but like there's something about starting your day at Pop Century, walking over, you got a brand new day that's about to start, and then you go and like you get your Mickey waffle and all that. Oh man, I just love the breakfast over there.
Oh, I can't wait to be down there for Marathon Weekend. I'm so pumped. I'm getting excited. Okay, so Scott, give your 5 and 6.
All right, number 5 feels really snubbed. Like we should be in this top 4 ranking. We're going to get in, and that's Primo Piatto over at the Riviera. That is such a great one. Great menu. I'm kind of because it wasn't around very long before COVID, but Mike, I know you and I went there a couple of times, and you got like real silverware and all that. They haven't gone back to that. They're still giving you your meal in the cardboard box. I wish they would go back to the plates, but minus that, it's still an awesome meal. If you're at Epcot or the studios, just skyline over, take a boat over, whatever you got to do to get over there. But it's an awesome counter service meal. So that's my number 5. And Mike, I think I'm going to break your heart again.
Oh.
I'm going with ABC Commissary as my number 6.
Oh, look at you!
Dude, it's why we're brothers, man. I am not joking.
But
either.
I talked about those steak fries or the chips in quotes at Yorkshire. Like, I love the fries over at ABC Commissary. The background loop, palm trees, decor inside you got all the TV show music playing, and that buffalo grilled cheese is one of my favorite meals I've ever had. As weird as that sounds, even if it's like a 2-day trip, 3-day trip, short-term trip, I'm making my way to ABC Commissary.
There's
I don't miss it
something in that meal that's like crack.
Yeah,
there's
it
something
really is.
like I crave that like a druggie needs a drug.
Yeah.
There we go. Things I never thought we'd hear on the podcast, but that's one of them.
I know, seriously. Like, I'll just think about it and be like, right now, dude, my mouth is kind of.
I haven't had dinner yet, and like I'm like, how quickly can I get to Orlando? I want that right now.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
You know what though? Because I wrote mine down. Those were my 2.
No!
It was backwards though. 5 was going to be ABC Commissary, and it was the exact reasons. It was it was number 1, 2, and 3 was the buffalo chicken.
That's funny.
With the steak fries, so you can dip it in the sauce.
Yep.
But also the palm trees on the inside, and the background loop there is awesome.
I mean, who doesn't love theme song background loops? Like, that is one of the best background loops. Agreed. Like, when it used to play on Magical Mouse Radio, I loved listening to that one.
But see, they got a new one than the one we used to play on Magical Mouse Radio, because they used to have the one that had like all the old themes, like a Love Boat.
Yeah.
That one's better. That one's so good.
That one's better.
That one's awesome. But now they have kind of like a jazzy kind of.
Okay.
It's really, really good. It's super good in there. But then number 6 was going to be Primo Fiato, because it is just so stinking good. Everything you have there. I mean, like, and I've said this many times, like, if you get like it, there's not a lot of good food at the studios other than the buffalo chicken.
No, this is true. Hey, I will throw in Woody's lunchbox though. That's good.
Yeah. I was gonna throw I was gonna throw in a 6B. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I've told people, like, hop on the Skyline or go to Primo Piatto when you're at the studios. You can't go wrong. You're there in 10 minutes. It's a great counter service food. Mobile order on the way over. It'll be ready when you get there, and just rock out. The breakfast sandwich, the Madame Croque, or however you pronounce it. I think you're gonna croak if you eat more than one of those probably in a trip. But it's so good. I mean, it's like that buffalo chicken grilled cheese. It's like I dream about that sandwich.
I stayed at the Riviera once for 8 nights, and I think I had that 6 times. Like, it's so good. But it's interesting, like, none of us put in the newest one, like the hottest one, which is the Connections, which you do get like the real like silverware there too. But like we're more about like experiences, like what we know. We want veteran places. So sorry, Connections, you need a little bit more time before you can make into the.
Well, they did just change the menu too. Like, they changed it up a little bit. So I think that's still like working out the kinks a little bit. But Connections does have a really good menu, I have to say. Like, it's decent. It's up there. It's up there. So.
And Lisa down in Mobile, Alabama says, "Don't sleep on the Ronto wrap," which is a good. I love a good breakfast Ronto wrap. That's a good thing. But I mean, they don't have a whole lot, but you can't beat the theme. And that Ronto wrap is awesome. And then Vero Mike says Regal Eagle.
Yes.
And La Creperie, which I still have.
Basically, there's just so many places.
There's a lot of places. Yeah, that's true.
This was fun. We only got to go through one time, but I love the discussion because it makes you think about, like, where do you go? You know, what if you had to put things up against each other? You know what? Those college football committee, they have a big job. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. But hey, we'll do it again. So thanks again, guys, for joining me, and thanks for the ranking things with me today.
Yeah, this is a fun podcast. Thanks for having me, Mike.
This was fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here and wish you a great weekend. Don't forget our shows. Always brought to you by the Magic for Less Traveler, who has no opinions at all on college football rankings or rankings of resorts, coasters, or counter service restaurants. But they do have agents standing by right now to help you plan an amazing Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney trip. So swing by the website, fill out the free no obligation quote today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click really does help us out. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a sincere thank you to the patrons of the Be Our Guest podcast. You make all these shows possible. You make our mouths water because we get to talk about the buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich and the Madame Croque over at Primo Beato. You guys, I hope you're getting some fun out of this as well and probably getting as hungry as we are. But thank you for your support each and every month on Patreon. Our patrons get that bonus show called Mike in the Midwest, which I just got done recording on retro and kind of older electronic handhelds this week, as we're talking about on Mike in the Midwest. If you'd like to join us, come on over patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Now, hop on the social media while you can and follow Ricky. Good follow at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS, and you'll probably see all the crazy baby shower games that people play. I've been to my share.
I'm actually kind of hoping that they don't do baby shower games. I hope.
Here's the one that you can't do.
Look,
and I don't know if you're gonna do it, but it's the one where like there's diapers
Yeah.
and they put different kinds of gross foods.
No,
in them.
I'm out.
That's so gross.
Mom, I know you're listening to this right now. You got to be. Please don't do baby shower games. Can we just not? I'm hoping.
You probably. I know your mom.
You probably just broke her heart, though.
I know. I probably did, but like,
just let her enjoy this moment. I mean, the moment is more for the mom than you.
Yeah, got it. Okay, got it. Not the one having the baby. Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
got it.
Not all about you, Rick.
No, of course not. No.
Exactly.
Just show up, smile, participate, and just like be thankful for all the gifts you're about to get.
Yeah, get your haul and then go back to it.
And then go back. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then
Are you driving?
No,
I'm just thinking, like,
so my aunt and uncle are they also have a place down in the Villages, and so they are actually, when they come down for the holidays, anything that I can't bring back with me, they're gonna
gotcha.
take
Because I was just thinking, like, I'm thinking
Yeah.
like strollers and like cribs.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm thinking,
yeah.
like, how are you gonna like take that on a plane?
People have been shipping things to my house, so like, because I obviously I registered at like Target and Amazon, the two places that people could easily ship things to my house.
Good idea.
So it's like, okay, that way they don't have to worry about, me carting it back on a plane. So yeah. I made it really simple and easy for people.
Good.
You should take a car seat on the plane just to have practice, like with a doll in it or something.
Yeah. My grandma actually did send me the car seat already, so I've got that covered.
There you go.
Yeah,
Dude, listen, hey man, the first 6 weeks is a struggle trying to figure out how to get everything latches. It's like getting an astronaut ready for launch. I swear, like it's crazy.
Well,
I was like, do I have the kid in here right? Or I was always asking Pam, like, is Mallory in here? Like, are we good? Because like there was, it was like a 12-point harness.
Yes.
I'm like, we're only going, to get, fajitas.
right.
Come on, we're not going to the moon.
Gotta keep them safe.
Oh man. I mean, I rode in the back of a pickup truck.
This is true. I did too. Yeah.
Rode in the back of Grandpa's F-150, and I'm still here.
I rode in the front seat all the time. I'm still here, but now that's not a thing. So.
All right. Anyway, follow Scott at Upscott, EPSCOT. Great follow over there as well. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. Would love to talk to you this weekend, and of course, join Scott and I Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. On YouTube and Facebook. We'll play some more of this game. We'll talk Disney, whatever you want to talk about. We'll take your calls for the hour and have a good time. We're going to get out of here. Let's get on to your weekend. Have a great one. Good luck to all the Lizards. We're cheering you on already. So for Ricky and Scott, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That was good.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
I'm going to file these away.
Yeah, keep those.
I have a couple.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple more.
That was good.
Oh
yeah,
my
once we
gosh.
started going into it and doing like the explanations,
I was like,
thinking,
we're not going to get to any more. Yeah.
I know it was, but we needed that. Because
you're just gonna be like, yeah, my answer is Riviera, Oki West. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I like it.
It was good.
Reminder, Mike, I will not be here next Monday. So.
That's right. Scott, can you be here next Monday? Because Ricky can't.
Sorry.
Yeah, I will be here.
All right. Thanks, Scott, for filling in. I'll be on a plane, so
I think I'm going to be here.
Oh, yeah. Look at Jennifer's comment.
Yeah.
Wait till the first Disney trip, figuring out the stroller. It's a rite of passage.
So actually,
I'm telling you, the umbrella stroller is
yes.
the way.
Yeah,
100%. That is the hack. Yes. Do not get the big Jeep stroller.
I don't want to. I mean, as much as I'd love to see Brian trying to fold something before he gets on a bus. I gotta go with the umbrella stroller though.
No, I'm with you on that. No, actually, I did a first thing this weekend when I was at Disney. So I actually rented a wheelchair. There was that.
Cool.
Yeah. It was actually really helpful. I'm not gonna lie. Like.
Grab that, yeah.
Brian pushed me in the wheelchair, so I didn't have to. It was mostly because standing in line, is really hard on a pregnant body. Thing. Yeah, so it's hard on a not pregnant body. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna bucket up and get the wheelchair.
No, I get that for sure.
Yeah, so that's my big tip for pregnant people. Consider the wheelchair. Maybe very
not a bad idea.
Yeah. So
Pam went down on our first anniversary. She was pregnant, and it was June. Mallory's born in January.
It's still probably pretty early.
Yeah, I know we couldn't have salad at it was the Italian place.
Alfredo's.
Yeah, it was Alfredo's. That's what it was. We went there for our first anniversary meal, and she couldn't get the certain kind of salad because of like the dressing.
Oh, anchovies, Caesar.
Maybe some.
I don't know.
I can't remember, but yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know. I don't eat salad, so.
That's gonna be like, all right, I'll take the hit. I'll sacrifice it. I'll eat it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'll have that because you're getting lasagna anyway. So.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't matter. All right. Well, hey,
right.
I'll
see you guys in 2 weeks. And
all right, have fun.
Have a great baby shower.
Thanks. See you guys. Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye.